This is Margaret in Windsor. I just made a tape about 1 o'clock about getting soaked in chemicals, and I don't know if I'll make it, really. Nobody will touch it. I'm watching, except to hurt me, I'm watching the Today program. Erica is the person doing the interview, and she's interviewing the nurse from the hospital Presbyterian church in church. Listen to me, I can hardly talk, or if I slur my words, you know why. I've been force-fed fumes, toxic fumes, in my room deliberately. I've been for a long time, but this is killing me finally. But she has an attorney with her. But she told the truth about the hospital there, Presbyterian Hospital, being unprepared for the Ebola when the man from Africa came in and he died. And she told the truth about them, the hospital, and she's telling now about her interview with NBC about it. And rather than being praised, it's almost like Edward Snowden and me. There's no words for what they've done to me, and I'm 75 years old, 76 almost. But they didn't treat her like, thank you for having the courage to speak out or all this. She was treated, it sounds like a little bit like a criminal, like she was a traitor for telling it. And I didn't get to hear it all because I got on the YouTube here, and I've been on Facebook, and I've told it about what happened to me. I mean, about being brought to Alabama, kidnapped from Buckingham Palace, and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and what literally was a pigsty, and given the name of a twin, and I can hardly talk. My whole head and body, my legs were paralyzed yesterday afternoon, and I've told all this, the maintenance gets in on it. It's law enforcement that gets them to do it, but they would do it anyway, I assure you. They get things on owners or of properties, or their kids have committed a crime and they get that on them. And so for doing this, the things they've done to me, they drop the charges or compromise. And it's shocking if this is ever told, and I should live long enough to see it spread out all over TV. It's shocking what people will do when they hate me for telling about my kidnapping, first of all, but then about my life here. They hate me for telling the truth. And the one thing that really stuns me is they hate me for not saluting the American flag. They've stuck it in my face. They've done everything in the book to me, and they actually hate me for it. And it's a joke that they could do it to me and are still doing it to me. So my head's about to ears and everything feel like they're. You ask me why I don't go to a doctor? I do. She treats me for inflammation caused because I'm allergic to chemicals. But I should live a life that's reasonable. I go out anywhere else and I don't have the problem. It's where I live, or when I had a tent that I resorted to on the Appalachian Trail, that they'd come out and even soak that. They didn't come out and help me like I was freezing and starving. They came out in the middle of the night, and they were told to, and they would soak me, and I'd wake up disoriented, like one side of my head. I didn't know where I was. I couldn't get my direction, and it's sickening. Dizzy, kidneys are worked over, the inflammation, my lungs right now, the last few days, last couple of weeks, my lungs like somebody gutted me on both sides, and like they're blistered in my lungs and throat blistered from having to inhale the mess. And it's all because that people are traitors. They love the money. And especially, I've already told it on where I'm staying now. I've tried to leave, and I'm run back here to Roanoke, Virginia. So that's about all I can say, other than I identify with this woman. But then I asked myself, had I met her under, I don't know if I met her today, what she would say. But this is what the Americans have done to me. And people, like the people where I'm at from India, they own, since, well, not, about 92, about the time I came here, there was an article I put on here that Goodlatte, who's the U.S. congressman, senator from uh, Virginia, he's here in Roanoke, his home office, he lives. John Edwards, who I thought was good, he's a state senator from Virginia. And I've been in their offices, and they know totally about my kidnapping, everything. And I will say this, after coming out of Goodlatte's office a few years ago, and he's had the agriculture where he's over the agriculture, I guess it's called committee or commission, and he was the one who knew all about that's the forest rangers, the law enforcement, food stamps, which they've reduced me to begging for. And he was over that. And I was in there the last time, and a man followed me out and got on the elevator with me right behind me. And right now my lungs are hurting so bad I can't stand it hardly. And he said to me, if Goodlad helps you, he'll be out. I forgot his exact words. Living in the forest with you. So that's kind of the way it's all been. But it's people's attitude. There's some people right here. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm in enough trouble now. They can pull their big vehicles like they've got Ram trucks that they pull up in front of my spot. I don't have a car. I haven't since Larry Flint furnished me one in 83 to 84. But not just them. This has been ongoing. They'll be told to park in front of where I'm at, and they have the big vehicles, or they have their construction workers, and they'll leave their trucks running and back it right in like it's on your going into your air conditioning and door, so that the fumes, carbon monoxide fills the room. And that's just one of the things. It's been kept toxic. They get to the maintenance, or if, like, you think it's good if you have a room, or most people would, and you have maid service. Well, what's happened with me is they'll come in and soak my linen in bed, and I get to where I'm afraid to go outside because they'll come in. But then so this is all going on. I won't live, and the life I've lived has been hell, but I've been treated like a criminal. And in Bedford, I lived in and by the way, I can't even get that anymore. They fixed it so I can't get that anymore. If you do a background check, you'd get a total lie about me. But I lived in HUD, which I put the papers and all this on former videos. And now I can't even get into those totally because they did the same thing, soaking me, and you get to the manager who wants to keep her job or her benefits and all this, and she goes along with it all and helps. And then I break a lease because I'm so sick I can't stand it, and it looks bad for me. But over at Bedford, they had me where the apartment for HUD. I look out the back window, and I'm looking at the war memorial there, celebrating World War II, how brave that the Americans are. They kidnapped me. I'm the monarch. They took out my father, forced him out, and with lies, and installed Edward VIII, my father. They installed George VI, who's illegal, who's Elizabeth's father. They're part of the New World Order, the Illuminati. And by the way, I want to jump to this. So this is making me salute their flag, the very people, and look at it who kidnapped me and who have taken every right a human being could have and tortured me all my 75 years. I was 2 years old when I was dropped off here. So this is America that has treated me like the scum of the earth and committed crimes that are unspeakable, and sometimes on a daily basis. And I'm still sitting here, but I can't make it much longer. My lungs aren't going to make it. And when a maintenance man can sit in the office and take over, it's almost part of a sick joke, and then come out and scream and yell at me and lie and have this place toxic. Um, well, nobody